well, I hope you're like me and you have your lozenges handy, because it's winter here, especially in the Northeast where I am. It's cold as a bastard, and you need to have medications laying around everywhere for your runny nose, for your cough, for everything. And your family's sick, and everybody basically wants to give you the flu. So let's avoid that today. So we're having a chill time. We're not really gonna get too crazy today. Hopefully, I got some light reading that I thought I'd bring up because I thought it was kind of interesting. And I actually got some partners with me that are down below that are just itching to get in here. So as soon as I get this set up, we'll get in there and we'll just start chilling. I actually will do this right now. Let me look. And okay, I see Carly Ann. I can imagine this may be somebody here's admirer, fan. So let's put a link here in the comments, and then if somebody comes through and wants to add to the conversation, they'll have at least a place to where they can click and come in, and they can, if they got something to add, then they can do so. So yeah, let me go ahead and get a couple guys in here. So one gentleman I've met recently, and I put a call out just to see who would be available for tonight. And this gentleman was the first to respond. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Imakebeats on in. What's up, my man? Can you hear me?
What's happening?
What's going on, bro? How are you?
Hey, I'm a little under the weather. My throat is acting kind of funny, but I got my lozenges, as you said. I got them right here.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's just like me. Then we're twins, so it's all good. All right, man. Let's bring in my next guy over here. Go ahead and bring on in my guy Gamma. What's up, Gamma? How are you doing?
Hey, what's up, people? What's up, guys? What's up, Will? What's up, Imakebeats?
Chilling.
Chilling here in South Carolina, where it is not cold.
It's not cold.
It's cool today, but it's not cold.
You guys
got up to like 56.
You guys get shorts like 24/7 up there, right? Pretty much like 365. Yeah. That's your thing, right?
Yep.
I mean, you were here.
I'm in shorts today again. I had my top covered, had on my sweater hat, but I was still in shorts.
Right. So those that don't know, Gamma was up here with me for almost a week. That was it 2 months ago now? Or was it a month ago?
November. 2 months.
2 months ago. And yeah, he was here, and he definitely was not wearing shorts.
Oh no, not there.
Not wearing shorts. So
no, it's a different kind of cold air.
Different kind of cold.
As I joke with the guys down here, I was like, it's a dry cold.
Right. Right.
No, people say it's a dry heat all the time. Like, oh, it's not. No, it's a dry heat. Like, it really doesn't matter. It's still hot.
Well, hopefully it'll be hot down there in a month or so, because I may come down and visit you.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. So looks like we might have another visitor here. Let me see if we got another visitor. Oh, sounds like we might have a little feedback issue. Hey, can you do me a favor? If you're on your phone, can you plug in some headphones and maybe try that again? This is Rythmic Design. If he can get in here, he's been working hard to get his setup, his streaming rig and everything good to go. So he hopefully will be able to get that in. So let's say hi to the chat. Let's say hi to the chat to everybody in here. If everybody in here can see the chat, I'm assuming. So let's see here. Hey,
what's going on, Rythmic Design?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Rythmic?
Hey, man. Hey, good to meet you.
Yep.
This is Rythmic Design. This is Gamma Podz. Of course, I make beats.
Hey, Gamma Podz. Nice to meet you, brother.
You too, man. Yeah. I gave you a follow the other night. So I'm following your channel now too.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. Thank you, bro. And I went and visited your channel. I think I subscribed. I believe
All
I
right.
did. I'll go
Appreciate
back
it.
and
Yeah, I
double
can't
check.
hear
I
him.
believe I did though. Yeah.
And
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
good. Okay.
Yep. And I'm gonna check the feed. So you can also find Gamma on Spotify too. Actually, if you just go to the streamera.org website, you can find some information on Gamma to get you started at least.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I'll definitely do that because I need that help. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'll get in
sure.
contact with you. Oh, good. Okay.
All right. So we got audio.
That'll work.
That's good. So yeah, so what up to Kane? I see there's a couple people here saying hi. King Caesar, what's up, bro? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, Kane says, we made it. Well, we got a ways to go, bro. But yeah, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there a little bit at a time. So, guys, what's happening in the world? You guys see anything interesting, anything good out there that we should be aware of? I want to know. Did you guys learn anything in the last couple of days that you want to share with
What's up, King? I see you, dog.
with the community?
What's up, Kay?
Well, I would like to say that I have really been researching this streaming, and streaming is becoming very popular. I mean, that's the new thing right now as far as getting out and online.
Yep.
It's getting very popular, and people are really. I mean, I don't know if you guys know Dame Dash. Started Rockefeller Records with Jay-Z.
Yes, sir.
And he has a 24-hour streaming service that I've been checking out, and that's the thing these days is streaming, and that's something that I'm definitely excited about getting involved with. Will and I've been talking about it, and I definitely want to get involved with that.
I can't hear anything now.
Oh, hold on a second.
Will, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. I think Imakebeats is having a hard time hearing us. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah,
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay.
I can hear you guys. I can hear Gamma too.
I muted him for a second. He's unmuted now. Can you hear us, man?
I can hear you. I will, but I can't hear. I can't hear Rhythmic Design. I can't hear him at all.
You can't? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure why that is. That's weird.
Breaking up too bad over here.
Yeah, it's definitely getting into the stream.
Yeah, you're breaking up too. Imakebeats. I can hear on my end anyway.
Okay, it might be the connection over there. Imakebeats. You might want to just refresh your browser and come right back. I don't know if you can.
All right. Well, real quick, I can't get back in. I just wanted to give a shout out to you. I appreciate you taking the time and being patient and helping me get my studio set up for the live. I posted a short little clip YouTube channel, but it was because of your efforts and your support that I was able to get my studio up and running. So I want to say thank you. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you.
No problem. And like I said, if you just go refresh and come back, you're welcome right back in. So, all right, bro. All right, maybe we'll see you. All right. Man. So, yeah. So here we are. So I'm sorry. I got kind of confused, man. Can you finish what you were saying, bro?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I was talking about streaming and how popular it's become, and also I was going to say about the new currency right now,
right?
That is creativity. I mean, because the economic situation right now that we're living in is so dire for everybody, and you go to school, you go to college these days, and you come out of college, you can't get a job. So really the economic currency right now is creativity. If you're a creative person and you can create anything, whatever it is, not just music, but anything. If you can create products, whatever, it's going to be the creative people that really prosper and they're really make it in this world. Everybody else seems to be going down. So I'm very excited about being in a group with you guys because I like the creativity. I like the idea of what we're trying to do because I want to be a creative person also. So I think that just to put my 2 cents out there, I think the creative.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You finish.
No. Go ahead. I was just saying just to put my 2 cents out there. I just wanted to just confirm that the creativity that we put together and that we bring, each of us individually bring to the stream is going to what lifts us up and makes us creative, because that's going to be our currency. That's going to be the fuel that does it. Yeah.
And I have a thought on it. You got a thought on
Okay.
that, Gamma?
Yeah, I think what you're saying, Rhythmic, is pretty true. Because you see it in every walk of business right now, especially like local stuff, being in your local area. The streaming is one thing, but just the local atmosphere. Everybody's got microbreweries. Everybody's got their own little businesses here and there. So
right,
if you're creative and you can do something, make something, build something, I do think that, it's going to sustain us in the near future.
and I just think the hardest thing is the hardest part. This is, I guess, is what we're trying to overcome, is that the most creative people are the ones that are in the dark the most, the ones that are not wanting to be out there in these uncomfortable situations. So,
because I mean, this is like,
Yeah.
I've been making music for a while, Rhythmic, but as far as the live stuff, my hat's off to you for coming out there. I'm coming soon, but I'm still like, trying to get this done, trying to get my angles right and everything like that. But I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'll be there soon. Yeah.
I feel you on that, bro. Because I'm a musician too, and I've been playing bands. I was telling Will, I've been playing in bands since I was a kid, and top 40 bands we made our own music. So I'm kind of new to this thing too. But I just feel like, as a creative person, especially a musician, and what we do, we really have to put ourselves out there, because you just can't do one thing anymore.
Yeah,
you have to be versatile. You've got to be versatile to make it, really. You got to learn everything.
And that takes me straight to, like, what can we do individually as opposed to what can we do with specialized support? Because really, as creators, creative people, we have like very specific needs. I mean, it's no coincidence that you hear all these stories about every friggin' rock star that gets the special treatment, that gets the big hotel rooms, that has people pampering them constantly, and all this is because they need to be kind of like juiced up constantly. Creative people just want to go somewhere and create by themselves normally. I don't think people want to be out in the public eye,
Right.
But we know unless we get these specialized, if we don't get the specialized, what I'm saying is the support that you need. So whether it's a team around you with A&R and all that, or if it's a collective group of creative people that can all kind of fill those gaps, most of us just need a little push, just need a little like, nice, bro, good work. That's most of us, just a little bit of that. And we can provide that. So if that's really all we all need, then that's easy if we just do it. So
mine is like, oh, you heard that? Oh man, thanks. Or I just want people to hear it and be like, oh, smash. Oh,
right.
That's awesome, man. But it's even hard to get that in this day and age, because just being an introvert in general, I'm an extroverted introvert. I force myself to try to be an extrovert, and I can pull it off pretty well sometimes, but at heart, I'm an introvert. I don't really want to be exposed to be out there. So, just putting yourself out there, just it's hard.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel you on that, man. Because really, to be honest, I'd rather just be sitting here making music and doing nothing else.
Me too.
But I can't do that. I have to learn other things and do other things, really, to get the music out there and to make the music. I have to do other things,
Got to grow yourself too.
Well, yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that personal growth is important too. And also, I was going to say that no man is an island. So even though I was talking about, the guy Dame Dash and Jay-Z and those guys, Dame Dash didn't build that company by itself. And even now with his live stream, nobody does it by themselves. We all need each other as a collective to grow. You know,
Yeah.
I can't do it by myself. Will can't. You can't. We all have to come together as a collective and one mind to really grow and to prosper like we really want to. You know, that's
It's
important.
like a puzzle where everybody has a piece and it goes and fits somewhere, and then when everybody gets together, you get the whole picture. Everything works. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I get you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, look, hold up here. Let's see what's up over here. We got another guy over here. TE, I'm about to bring you in, my man, if you can hear me. Can you hear me? What's up?
I
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Am
can.
I breaking
How
up?
are you? Not too
Doing
bad.
good, man. I'm at work.
Say it again.
I said I'm just at work, man. I just was peeping in on your live.
Yeah. So
So
what?
yeah,
What's
I'm
your?
the king of season.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry, bro. Yeah. Cool, man.
hey,
Yeah.
King, what's up, man?
It said TE. I didn't make the connection. So
Hey, what's going on, man?
appreciate you being
All
here.
right.
Here's another
Yeah,
guy.
I watch. Hey, King, I don't mean. I'm sorry to interrupt. I watch your videos, man. I really enjoy them, and I subscribe to you. I enjoy your videos, man. Very funny too. I don't know if you hear me, but
Thanks. Yeah, I can hear you.
okay,
I
all right, brother.
appreciate
Good
it.
to meet you, man. Yes,
Good
sir.
to
Yes,
meet you
sir.
guys
Yeah.
too. And
So
I'm subscribed. I usually follow people when they tell me if they got a channel going. So pretty sure I subscribe to you guys too.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank
Yeah,
you, bro.
probably. Yeah,
Appreciate
that's
it a
cool.
lot. Appreciate it a lot. So have you been on? I know you're at work. Maybe you're on a break. How much time you got? He might be on a delay. Can you hear me?
It looks like he's
Yeah,
on a
hold on.
delay.
I'm trying to think because I'm going on
Ooh.
my phone.
Uh-oh.
He froze up.
Oh shit. What just happened there? Oh no.
So,
Can you hear me?
shoot.
Okay.
All
I
right.
think it's just the two of us right now.
It's the two of us. I
Okay.
don't know. I'm trying to keep this thing from going off the rails. So we're here. Gamma, come back, bro. If my bad. If I did that, I apologize. If you can hear me, come on back, bro. Just click on that link again. Okay. And there we go.
There he is.
And if the King of Caesar, if you get your connection worked out, man, come on back in. I was gonna get your take on what we were talking about creativity being a somewhat of a commodity, if you will, I guess. So, but yeah, so that was cool. Anybody else? There's a link down in there. You can click on that in the comments. So I'm not sure what happened there, but it's all good. So, but yeah, you're right, man. It's just one of those things that we just gotta, figure out a way. And I think it's totally possible. The technology is it's pretty good right now, and we have the ability, the knowledge and the technology. It's all you need. So, just a little bit of patience and getting everybody set up so that everybody can do it. So,
Yep.
Yeah. So I was just looking at the chat. Kane's also in agreement. I tried to get Kane to come on, but if you know Kane, he's not coming on.
Hey, Kane, come on, man.
Come
Okay.
on,
I'm here.
Kane, let's go, boy. So he'll get there. He will. So
That's cool.
let's talk about this thing. So I found this. I thought this was pretty cool. You guys tell me what you think. Let me highlight this real quick, and I will pull this up. All right, this one right here. All right. Oh, it's a little bit zoomed in, isn't it? Let me fix that. This is I found this on my Google, my Google whatever. And it says that a guy converted his luggage case into a liquid cool gaming PC, and he calls it the nuclear football. So if you look at this thing, can you guys see this thing? If you look at
Yes. Yeah, I can see it.
it looks like an MPC. So an MPC case. I've got one for my ex, and this is exactly what it looks like.
Wow.
And this thing has, let me scroll down. Now I'll back this back out. Look at this thing. They've got, this is the underside of it. So you've got liquid cooling, you got all this stuff, all these wires, all this is all hardwired into this plastic luggage case. So he's taken all the components from a high-end computer and stuffed them inside of this thing.
Mm.
And what I thought was cool about it was look at it while it's sitting here.
Wow.
Can you see the USB ports that are
Yeah.
drilled in the lower left-hand corner of it? He's got
Wow.
USB ports drilled into the side here. This thing is nuts. Talk
Dude.
about like, you know, mobile. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super mobile. I wouldn't even know how to pull off something like that. I
That's
mean,
crazy, man.
I've
Yeah.
put together some pretty cool stuff in the studio, but not like that. No, sir. That seems like a lot of work, like a whole hell of a lot of work. So, yeah. Do you guys do any projects? I know Gamma's got a little wood shop, but you guys are working on any projects or anything? You guys builders?
No, not me. Not really. No. Just music.
I'm always working on something, but yeah, right now I need to build a couple more pieces to make all this stuff integrate better.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I'm not really working on anything in particular. I got some plans drawn out for different things, but I haven't actually put it in execution.
Good luck getting that thing on a plane. Agreed to that.
True. And he calls it nuclear football, like the case that the president keeps the nuclear codes in, like the launch codes.
Exactly.
So,
Oh, yeah.
so yeah. So it's got a bad name for travel.
I probably wouldn't go with that name, but all right. So then this thing, okay, I thought this was cool because this is a modular synthesizer. It's kind of like an article on modular gear, and what it says in here. Do you guys know about like East Coast synthesis and West Coast synthesis?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I've been looking at modular more and more every day, and I think that's the way I'm leaning now. But yeah, I know the East Coast way is the way we normally do it with the keys and everything internal, and West Coast way is where you patch your own synthesis. You synthesize yourself all the way. You hook whatever you want to whatever else you want, and it's not pre-done.
Right. That's a pretty good explanation of it. What it says in here is, you know, East Coast and West Coast. Where did that go? East Coast and West Coast refers to the timing when synthesizers were built, like when they were invented, basically back in the 70s. So Bob Moog created the East Coast system. Where is that article? A few examples. You know, it's going to complete East Coast system. Where's the beginning of the article? Oh, right here. Yeah, this is it. I went by it like 4 times. So it says nobody told me I had to learn geography to patch. So, you know, this guy is just going over how the East Coast type is Bob Moog. They both started building synthesizers at the same time. So there was no synthesizer that you could use in your house. You had to buy a giant thing, like this giant wall of gear. There was no portable style synthesizers. So Don Buchla and Robert Moog were both building a portable synthesizer at the same time. And they didn't know each other. So they both came up with completely different architecture on their own. So when Moog came out with his and Buchla came out with his, Buchla ended up being a modular, and the East Coast, the Moog, ended up being a keyboard style. So I thought it was pretty cool because when we think about East Coast and West Coast and stuff, we don't think about modular.
No.
We don't think about modular. We're thinking, a sound, but the sound itself comes from the equipment that was used.
Imagine if they were designing the synthesizers now in the stream era. We would have a super crazy Beasley synth that was mixed, a mixture of both.
Yep. And you'd probably be able to patch the stream directly.
Yeah.
That, you know, we can do that virtually right now. So that, you know, that's got to be something that's coming. I was thinking about this today that, you know, people were disappointed in NAMM 2020. And, you know, I was kind of thinking, what could be the next big innovation? I don't know. To me, it's something that allows artists to work together, like simultaneously link devices without actually being together. So a way, like, I know that there's software that can do that, that can link you, but what about a hardware piece that can link you? Like if you owned an X and I owned an X, we can link them no matter where we are. Whether it goes over the network or special, I don't know, but that would be interesting. I think that would change the game for real. If you could play music simultaneously with someone without any necessary software, you know, just a network connection. So you guys there? Hello? Is this thing on?
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm just
I'm just listening to you.
Well, we'll talk.
But yeah.
So,
but yeah, if I might say, I do agree with you that it would be kind of like playing in a band, and everybody could have maybe their own, like one guy playing the drums, one guy playing the synth, one guy playing the bass, and kind of mixing up like that. It could be very interesting. Like the three of us right here on this live stream, each of us could have our own MP or whatever, MPC or whatever, and be playing the same song, you know, but be playing different instruments. That would be amazing and very entertaining, I believe, too. You know, very.
I actually think that right now in the broadcast environment that you could collaborate in a live way.
With latency the way it is now, I mean, yeah, you probably could, and it probably would pull off easily.
Yeah, because this right here is pretty much like very little latency. As long as one person is acting as the master and the other person is acting as the slave, then that would work out fine. So one person would have to set the tempo, you know.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be bi-directional, but if you were playing your music, Bobby, you were talking about this earlier today. You were saying, you know, when I was making a beat one day, you were playing along with your guitar. And
I was. It was a couple of days ago when you were playing, and I was playing on my keyboard. I was playing on my keyboard here and kind of following along what you were doing. So, and that's where I got the idea to think about, you know, us being able to do that. You know, I guess it would take some practice, you know, and really us to really sync as far as the song and what we want to do, just like a regular band. I mean, everybody just can't play their own thing. You have to sync together and be in tune or whatever. You know, we'd have to do that. But I really see it as being very entertaining and something that could be done.
Experimental for sure. And with my mixer, I can actually delay the signal. So what I could do is, if we ever figured out it, you know, based on the night, because it's going to matter like how many people are on the internet that night and all that. It's going to like vary. But if we can figure out kind of, you know, how close we are in time, milliseconds, I can actually put a delay on the audio so that it will sync perfectly. So the audio from me will be delayed, but your guys' audio would not be. So it would end up perfectly in sync. So it's definitely possible. It would just take some experimenting, you know.
And let me ask you, what about the broadband? Would we have to upgrade the broadband maybe from what we already have?
Do you mean Ethernet or?
Well, the internet broadband. Yeah.
So, well, I'm on Ethernet now.
Okay.
And I'm on a hardwired network right now. So it's all like hardwired up to the upstairs. Are you hardwired on your mobile rig?
No, no. I'm on the Wi-Fi right now.
But on your computer, are you hardwired?
No, I'm not on my computer. No, I could, but I'm not right now.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll
but I could do
definitely help
that.
with your if you're streaming. It'll definitely, it'll definitely help
Okay.
to have it hardwired because I lost the stream last night because I wasn't hardwired. If I was
Yeah.
hardwired, I wouldn't have lost it. So I lost it like 40 minutes in.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, somebody was saying, "Oh man," he was saying, "I wish I was in on this." Hey, if you got time, come on in. I mean, they don't want you to lose
Oh,
your
that's
job over
king.
it, but yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I can have you back uh, if you want to come back tomorrow. Um, King O Caesar, you want to come back tomorrow? I'll have you tomorrow if you're not working or whatever. Just come back. Come back tomorrow. We'll work it out. It's no problem. So yeah, what can I Google? Give me something to Google. Unless you guys have a topic you want to discuss or you got some music you want to play.
Wow. I don't really have any music. Not
Okay.
that I could play on MPC, I guess. I don't.
Then I'm gonna have to Google something.
Okay.
Let me Google. I'm gonna Google. Man, my daughter sends me some hilarious stuff. I should get her to send me a whole bunch of that stuff that kids, man, they have the ridiculous sense of humor these days.
Yeah.
So now, if I was going to ask you to choose between a drum machine, a MIDI controller, or a sampler, and to talk about your experience with one of those three, what would you choose to express to somebody that doesn't know anything about music? They want to get started. They want to base your opinion off of experience. Maybe you're a guitar guy, you're a drummer, you're this or that. So if you could choose between a MIDI controller, a sampler, or a drum machine, could you pick one of those three and give like a defense or like if you're like a supporter of that to help somebody to make some sort of decision on their own? You guys have a piece of equipment, and whoever speaks first gets to choose first.
Okay. Well, I prefer drum machine because that's what I grew up with and that's what I'm more familiar with.
So what kind of drum
Um,
machine?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
What kind of drum machine?
Oh, well, I've used different ones. I've used the Boss. I've used um, Alesis.
Which one did you like the best?
I guess the Boss. I like that one the best.
What model?
I mean, they're all good. I mean, they're all good. The reason I prefer the drum machine for myself is because I'm more familiar with it. But I feel like as a drummer also, because I play the drums, I can feel. I can kind of. It's more tactile to me. I can kind of feel the rhythm. I can feel the groove better on a drum machine. And I guess that's hence the name drum machine.
Right.
but I can get more of an inspiration from the drum machine for me because it's more like playing an actual instrument as compared to now I'm using the MPC with the pads, which is good because the drum machine has certain pads too, but it's and the sampling is definitely different for me. I have been trying to work with the sampling and figure that out, but just to speak on my own experience, I definitely prefer the drum machine because I feel like I could be more creative and get more inspiration from the tactile feel of actually playing, the beats on it.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, because I'm putting together an article for the website, and so I want to try to get a MIDI controller, a drum machine, and a sampler on the website each week or bi-weekly so that people can maybe have something to look into. So, if I'm going to choose between anything, personally, I'm probably going to choose this thing over here just because it does everything, or an X or something like that. But
Yeah.
for the sake of the conversation, I what would you go with, Gamma, if you had to choose between three things you could only talk about one thing, either a MIDI controller, a drum machine, or a sampler, what would you choose and what would it be?
You mean as far as what I would work with, or just what I would choose to talk about?
What you would recommend somebody get started with? Because of its ease of use or your experience with it or whatever.
Probably like depending on where you're going, I would say the MIDI controller. Just a lot you can get into with the MIDI controller, and a lot you can use it with. So you could get a MIDI controller and you could start out with like Ableton Lite, or you could start out with like Reason, like or Fruity Loops, something like that, and it could get you into the mood or mode of actually learning how to actually build tracks and how things work. And your cost of entry is a little bit lower too. Whereas a drum machine, you're looking at getting to the game at a higher price point. So, like if you have the means, go with the drum machine. But like for the newbie who's like, well, I don't know whether I'm going to love this, and I'm going to put in an investment, but I'm not going to put in a huge investment. Although you could always like sell it and get your money back too. So, you know.
And so what would you recommend? Like what kind, what's
general? What I started with was a launch pad. I started with a launch pad, and I never really loved it to where I wanted to make it my piece. I had an LPD8 too. The very first one I got was the LPD8 with 8 pads. And it did what I needed it to do for the most part, because I used it to DJ at first, and then I started using it to produce. I was using it to trigger, just to trigger songs and DJ, because I was DJing from my computer, left turntables, left CDJs, and then went to the computer and started DJing with the computer. So I used the LPD8 and then started using that with Ableton, and then said, you know, I need something a little bit more substantial, and just work my way up from there.
This is DJ Nocturnal.
Lockturnal. Yeah, my last name is Footlock, so I used LOCK and made it Lockturnal instead of Nocturnal.
Right.
So yeah, I did that, but I DJ'd for since I was 27, 28. 28 is when I started. So I've been doing it for 20 years. Yep.
Yeah, and so
doing it for 20 years. Yeah,
you're doing it for 20 years, and then you've been making music for a few years now. So
I've been making for about 6, 5, 6 years.
And so you got a pretty good education in mixing, kind of like that helps. That's what I've heard. I never was a DJ, so.
I guess it does in a lot of ways. As far as being able to like be familiar with some things in the environment of like equipment, what you're using, and sound in general. You know.
Yeah. Now, no, go ahead.
Like, go ahead.
No, I didn't want to interrupt you. Well, no, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
And as far as like sound, I mean, whenever you hook up, I mean, I've hooked my equipment up in so many different places as far as DJing. Yeah, you have to sound check and get all your levels right, and you know, make sure that you're not getting feedback from anything. So I mean, it's a lot of the same stuff that you have to do as well when you hook up equipment to produce. So I mean, and from that standpoint, yeah, I say it's a preschool lesson, so to speak, in getting into music production.
See, I don't know, man. You can call it that, but that's because it's 20 years. Like for me, going from the opposite way, it's not like I think I could DJ, but it's a different. It's kind of. It seems like I'm not doing enough. Like I feel like I should be doing something. As far as like when you're making music live in a live environment, or even producing music, you have a shitload of things that you're trying to accomplish with your hands. Now, if you want to go back to vinyl days, we're not talking about what I'm saying, because that was a whole animal. You had to do shitloads of work. But now with the MIDI controller aspect of DJing, it does help a lot. Is that, I mean,
sure.
Okay. So like I need to get myself, I feel like I do need to get myself a DJ controller.
Look, I mean, yeah, I mean, you can get into the game like relatively easy with the DJ controller, and as a matter of fact, you can probably DJ with the push if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I did it when I was going through Berkeley, as far as using the APC 40, because it's got the that's what I was going to ask about the.
It's a lot easier. Like for me, like some DJs, they set up a playlist and they play from a playlist, so you know where you're gonna go from the beginning of your set or from the beginning of your show. I never have played with the playlist, so the time that I'm using is either to like feel the crowd out and like say, where do I go from here? What's my next track? So I'm using that to actually feel the crowd and see where I need to go based on my crowd. And I find that it takes a lot of time to actually say, okay, what's the right way to go? Because then I have to go to the song, have to load the song up, have to get the cue point right and get ready to mix, maybe like loop one song and get it looping so I can actually blend the mix without losing too much of the song before the crowd loses interest. So the tactile stuff, I find that I don't have a lot of time unless, like, I guess if you preset your songs and you know what you're going to play, then you have time to actually work with effects and with the different things. Whereas the way I used to do it, I really didn't have that much time, and I was focused on the song and actually picking the right song,
right,
and moving to the next mix.
Man, I think like for software platforms, like Ableton is so versatile. I mean, I know you're a big Ableton user. I'm a big Ableton user. I mean, I'm a standalone guy, but as far as DAWs go, like Ableton just can do so much, and it has assignable A and B sides, so you can even set tracks to be your effects channel, and you can turn them off and on with just a single push of the button on the push. It's just like so much versatility in these things nowadays that it does make DJing a lot easier. But I am still like that guy that's trying to capture what I missed, like from the 80s and 90s. So
you need some 12s.
Is that what I need, bro?
Some Technics 12s.
Okay.
Start out with some turntables, man, and learn the art from the beginning on turntables, and then go from there. Like beat mix on a turntable first, and then it'll come natural when you move to either, like, nobody really uses CDJs for the most part. I mean, now you can plug a flash drive into your CDJs and then use the CDJs without even using CDs anymore. So I've got one of those too, where you just plug in a thumb drive and DJ from your thumb drive. You got turntables though. I mean, it's tactile, so you're cutting, scratching if you want to scratch. You can do all that stuff on the modern equipment, so you don't really lose the sound, but you lose the feel of what it feels like to
I need that.
Use a record.
I need that because I think I even mentioned in one of the groups that I want to find one. I want to find a reasonably priced one, but I also don't want garbage. So I do want to get a set of turntables, but I want to at least get something that number one will do the job, but then number two, as I get, I don't want the worst ones, but I don't want like to overshoot the mark by too much. I need a good mix of functionality with not a lot of shit to worry about, but something that'll last. Now, do you recommend, because you're still DJing now, so if you were going to recommend something, like, there's so many different types of friggin' turntables, and I have I've got a portable one with the battery. Oh, it's right here actually, but for records. So what are you using for a MIDI controller right now? And do you said a Technics for if
you're looking, you're looking for turntables, man, that's the classics. But as far as is a MIDI controller as far as a DJ controller.
Hmm.
I use I've got a Native Instruments. What's the name of that thing? I don't have the tractor controller, but I've got a Native Instruments controller. It's a 16 pad controller, and it's got 4 sliders or faders.
Nice.
Also, I have a Newmark controller, and that one's got turntables. So it's got the jog wheels and everything like that, so you can jog and you can scratch. It's also got 16 pads. So
Load your own samples.
you can load the pads. You can load the pads. You can load it whatever you want. The Native Instruments as well. You can load it with whatever you want. So if you got like one shots or effects, you can load that thing with one shots effects.
Nice.
Your cue points can be there. You can cue a song. You can back it up, man. You know, like instead of turning a record back,
Right.
you just hit the cue point. You can reverse. You can reverse the track. You can do everything and more with that. And a lot of people don't like it because it's got beat sync, and you don't really have to listen to beat mix.
Right.
You can actually sync your BPMs, and I think that's where the purists have a problem with the controllerist.
Yeah.
Because they think it's easier. But if they were to actually use it, then they would say, you know what, this is a lot more versatile and maybe easier in this respect, but the learning curve is harder.
Not only that, but if it frees your hands up, you have freedom to do other things. So like,
it's true.
Why do you have to stand there and wait for it to happen? You know, I would be programming some effects or
now,
you know.
I DJ'd at this one. It was on like a mega club in Columbia, South Carolina, which is about a couple hours from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was DJing a frat party. So it was a frat party, but it was at a big nightclub. So I had like the first set of the night in there, and what they had with their system, they had a single turntable. Then they had the CDJs, and it works out, where you have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Then on the controller as well, they had everything set up with control lights. They had fog. Everything's on the controller.
That sounds
so,
like
I mean,
you need.
Just from that standpoint, a controller is so versatile with what you can do. Because I mean, just being able to control your own lights right from the same controller that you're DJing from, and be able to actually trigger like your fog coming from the floor or your fog coming from the ceiling. I mean, it just made it to where like, wow, everything's right here at my fingertips. And it was like everything's labeled out like, hey, this is this, and you can control everything from right here, man, with the computer and that controller.
They made it super simple.
All you have to do is map what you need to where you need it.
I would even add, man, that like I even said this on our Facebook group, that an iPad is probably the best MIDI controller for anybody that's gonna start making music. You buy an iPad, you pretty much got everything you need to get started.
Yeah, you turned me on to that, man, because I was an Apple snob.
Mm-hmm.
But I picked up an iPad shortly after we talked, and I was like, man, I've been missing out on all of this stuff on the iPad. I mean, and the stuff sounds great.
Is Kane still here? Hold on. Where's Kane? Let me see. Kane, where you at? He's an Apple snob. So he doesn't want any Apple stuff, and he doesn't want any MPCs. He's like machine gang.
Yeah.
So, it's all good.
Okay.
Well, I'm down with Machine Gang too, so
Me too, man. I want one.
I mean, I'm not in the MPC. I never have even touched the MPC to play with it before, and it's something I need to experience in my life. But
what about this one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, yours. But as far as like being able to get into it for like dig into it.
Yeah.
It's like I lightly used yours, and I really didn't. The Force, I really didn't mess with that much here because it looked like it was something that was gonna attack.
It does. Something happened to it, man. I just sent it out today.
Gotta get it fixed?
Yeah, I had them. The warranty ran out at the end of next month. So I sent it back, and they're gonna ship me a new one. I don't know what happened. I had it all connected to the Volcas. It was killer. Was that even working when you were here, or did it fry before you made it?
I was working when I was there.
Yeah, because I was trying to like get that whole Volca station being controlled with the Force as its own kind of little transformer, you know, and have the Force be the head of that bitch. But yeah. So hey, I want to ask Rhythmic Design. You heard us sit here and gab about the DJing stuff, and you talked about being in bands and things. So you've got have you got experience playing out live, similar to what a DJ does?
Yeah, I do. And that's what I was going to say about the drum machine. We were talking about it. I would not suggest anybody, especially a younger person that wants to record music right now, to use a drum machine, because drum machines are more conducive for live play, I think, from my experience. And yeah, I have been playing live for many years. I played live in bands and playing the keyboards or playing the drums. And I've DJ'd before slightly with a friend. I'm not as experienced as you guys are, but mostly in bands, which is kind of a different experience, but it's still a live experience with an audience, So that's always a great experience to get that live feedback. It's very satisfying.
That I miss, Bobby. Like, yeah, you can tell them like the energy.
Yeah.
From the crowd, man. Like when you're DJing and the crowd is feeling it, and you have the control, and you're giving them that. Bobby can tell you, playing live is probably a totally different feeling on top of DJing, because I'm not playing the music. I'm just playing somebody else's music.
I think that's probably something that I really, can't identify with, is getting the immediate feedback. So when I'm live, I feel like I'm in a damn black hole by myself, because I'm not getting any feedback whatsoever. So I don't know if, actually what ends up happening, I'll be honest, what ends up happening is what I end up hearing actually ends up sounding completely different on the live stream after I listen to it back. So what I'm hearing here and in my headphones, it comes out, it actually ends up sounding differently through a phone. So it's a very odd situation, because I think if you're live, you're hearing what the crowd is hearing, but I'm hearing something different because it's being processed. So there's like frequencies, low end frequencies, high end frequencies that the stream actually gets rid of off the bat. It's part of the algorithm to get the stream out to the public. They have to narrow the field of audio for it to be able to make it to the internet. So they cut off the highs, they cut off the lows, and they just squish everything in between, and they send that out. So if I'm making something that has low end or variations, this is the part that we're trying to figure out, guys, is that how do we take advantage? How do we find the loopholes in the structure of streaming? Because what happens is, in the dynamics of streaming, you have this that happens. You've got like low end, and then you've got high end in a piece of music. So the stream calculates this as it's processing it out. So if you have your highs and your mids, your high end at a certain frequency and your low end at a certain frequency, then everything in between it can be heard. But it's like a delicate balance, because if you don't have your proper, there's a term for it, but you want to have, what did they call it? They called it like, oh, damn it, I sent that to Phil. But there's a way that they calculate it so that you want your highest high to be at a certain frequency and your lowest low to be at a certain frequency, and then everything in between will be heard. It's kind of like using the weakest part of the track as a way to dial in the rest. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's kind of like, you turn up your audio all the way on something to see where it flips, and then you back it off just so it doesn't. It's similar to that. So we need to find what that area is. I've actually dialed it in on my mixer, on my streaming mixer. I need to be seeing the first yellow line, and then I need to be able to see it splashing on the second yellow line. So this guy right here might have a thought or two.
What's
All
up?
right. There's a man.
CX the producer, folks. What's up, my friend? How are you?
What's going on, brothers? How y'all doing?
Hey,
Glad to
hey
be-
man, welcome.
This is Rhythmic Design. Rhythmic Design. This is CX the producer.
Hey man, good to meet you, brother.
Good to meet you too as well.
Are you just leaving out of work, my man, or?
Nah, man, I just got finished eating, man. I was at the gym after I got off from work.
Uh-oh.
I'm sore. Yeah, I'm sore.
All right.
It's my gym night,
Gym night?
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
What are you lifting? Are you playing ball?
I'm playing ball and lifting a little bit.
Okay. I got to get back into my game. I was telling Gamma when he was here, I need to get back into the gym and start playing again. I think you can sit in the studio too damn long and you start to get soft. I need to get out there and get those. I need to get those meniscuses lubed up.
Whoa.
Hey man, I was walking a dog like I tried to run. It ain't the same as it used to be, man.
And
It's like a hurting body. But yeah, I need to get back into it too.
I feel like I'm shedding parts
Yeah,
while I'm running. So
everything's getting stiffer and less flexible the older I get. So yeah, it's time to get back out and start pushing it.
Maybe that's the next 13-day challenge or the next 13-week challenge. Get to the gym every night. So
I just need to put the right stuff on my plate first of all. But that's a struggle within itself.
True.
Hey.
What you working on today, CX?
Nothing, man. I'm not really doing the music right now.
Oh, come on, man.
I'm not, seriously. Like, people think I make beats every day. I don't do it every day. I do it when I feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something that can't be rushed. You know what I'm saying? If you feel it, you feel it. If you don't, you just don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we all have our workflows. So you have off days. You don't touch nothing.
No, I do a lot of studying when don't get it twisted. If I'm not making beats, I'm studying.
Still thinking about it constantly.
No, I'm actually watching YouTube videos of somebody doing something. You know what I'm saying? Learning something new or something that I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody workflows are different, even though we use the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might show me something. They may not even be as advanced as I am, but they can still show me something that I didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
That's great to hear, man. That was the topic for discussion yesterday, was just try to always be a newcomer, try to always be teachable, always be able to learn from other people. That's how we keep growing.
Definitely.
Keep failing and keep learning. And it's all you can do as a human. And share and try to support each other. So
that's right.
And yeah, man, I'm a CX guy. I like the guy. He does a good job. He does good. He's well done. So yeah, and Gamma's been putting in some work lately. I'm gonna be doing CX. I'm gonna be doing a painting, and so this is where the King of Corn comes in. So there's some corniness to everything I do, and on the scale of 1 to 10, this is probably a 10. So on the 13th stream, which will be on Sunday, I'm gonna be doing a Bob Ross painting live. So I'm gonna actually have a canvas in here, and I'm gonna actually watch Bob Ross paint, and I'm gonna try to do this with him while he does it. So I'm gonna play tracks while I'm doing this. So if you got something you can share, send me a link, man. I'd love to play something from you during the live stream. I got a couple others that have been sent to me. It'd be cool to have just some good vibes while I'm painting.
Oh, okay.
Unless you don't want, if you don't want the corniness rubbing all over your tracks, I understand. but it would be cool to have. I'd love to hear some. I might just pull up your YouTube channel. There might not be anything you can do about it.
Man, I have nothing on. I ain't done nothing on YouTube on my channel in years, man. I've been doing stuff for Gadget and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's still good on there, man. I like the bedroom flow. The bedroom flow is nice. That's the Renaissance days.
Yeah.
You still
miss my Renaissance.
Okay, you did get rid of it. All right.
No, actually, when I was in Atlanta, it was a real bad storm up here. And when I got back, something happened. Big ass power surge. It blew the cable box out, blew my Renaissance out, and everything.
That happened to me too.
Man.
I lost my DeepMind 12.
Damn.
Yeah, it's sitting over there in the pile. Sucks. But
Mm.
I learned, like, put more surge protectors. I don't know if it'll help, but I put a better surge protector on it. So we'll see what happens with that. Well, CX, we were talking a little bit about NAMM earlier, and you know how people are either disappointed or they're happy or whatever. And I'm kind of like Gary's gear. You are what you use. You know, you just make it whatever. You know, whether it's an iPad, sampler, sequencer. But did you see anything that you thought was interesting out there? I mean, of course, the one was
I ordered it that same day.
you did.
Yeah.
So you liked it. You liked it that much.
I mean, because I had a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Either I get an X or I get a 1.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Damn near an X.
Huh?
It's damn near an X.
Yeah, cause see, I like a lot. I like but I've been an MPC user since the 60. I brought the MPC 60 when it came out. My youngest daughter's name is Akai.
Yes.
So I'm full-fledged Akai.
Yes.
Like, matter of fact, that MPC 60 I have, I sold it to D-Dot, and D-Dot probably made the Benjamins with it, with Biggie now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm used to transport buttons, full transport buttons. And even though I have the live, I love the live, people see me do stuff on it, I like the full transport buttons. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love the Renaissance. And plus I got the studio too. I just got the studio because I love the transport buttons. And as soon as I seen the one, I was like, oh yeah, that's for me.
Your studio, it's a Studio Black?
Yeah.
Is that the one I saw you with the iPad on IG? I saw you with an iPad one day, and it did not look like a studio. It looked like.
Oh no, you seen this with the iPad. You seen
Let me take a look.
My
What is that?
It's my MIDI controller. Samsung Conspiracy.
Okay, it is a conspiracy. You're keeping this from us. That's what it is.
I just did a show in Soho and Soto's in Northwest DC. Me and my homeboy Praise. I don't know if y'all heard of Praise. Praise did a lot of Skyzoo albums and Torre albums, and he just did something with Pharrell Monk as well. You know, everybody and my man Pete Twist, they call the grime lords in Virginia. Everybody was coming to the stage. You know, one guy had his SP404, one had his laptop, this, that, and other. I'm sitting in the back with my iPad and this. Everybody like, oh, what the hell? Because I got a stand for my iPad. So like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
So when I got up on the stage and I pulled this, put this up there, it was like, oh shit, and then it was on.
I've never seen that before. You said it's a conspiracy?
Yeah, Samsung Conspiracy.
There's not a Samsung Conspiracy online, CX.
Samsung.
Oh, my bad.
Samsung.
Okay. I thought you were trying to trick me, man. Trying to keep it from me.
And believe it or not, Samsung makes some good products, man.
Oh yeah.
People sleep on them. They got some good monitors too. And like I mean, how do I sound to you guys? Do I sound clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Great.
Real clear, huh?
Yeah. Real clear.
I'm talking to you through a Samsung mic.
Okay.
Wow.
That sounds great.
This mic I have right here has an interface built in it. And I'm connected to my iPad.
That's the
I'm
one
talking to y'all through my iPad.
That's the one at Best Buy, isn't it? That's the one you got.
Yep.
I seen it.
Yep.
Okay.
It's incredible, man. It's better to me. It's better than the Yeti, and I have a Yeti too.
Yeah, I got a Yeti. Actually, Rythmic Design bought a Yeti last week, so he could start doing some of these things. Hey, that's pretty cool though, man. It's got how many sliders it's got on it? 1, 2, 3.
It got at least 7.
That's a pretty good price for it, and it's even got like almost like a little chaos pad type thing on it too.
Oh yeah, I didn't pay that. I didn't pay no $254. I got mine for $90.
But even if you were going to pay that, I think if it does all that, I mean, if you're going to get a MIDI controller that does everything, it's small too.
Well, it's a lot of factors. I actually, you can use this with your computer as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I got this, I usually use my PreSonus Atom with my iPad.
Yeah. Okay. You like that.
But I got this because, you can use any MIDI controller with an iPad.
Mm-hmm.
But not all MIDI controllers allow you to configure them without an editor.
Right. Yep.
This actually lets you configure without an editor.
Okay. How does it do that?
So
does it have learn?
Not really learn. It lets you go in and change your pad to a note or controller number.
That's beautiful, man. So many people are looking for MIDI notes, not CCs.
Yeah. I mean, you can change a CC. You can change it to a CC or to a note.
Okay. All right.
Without using an editor.
Right. Yeah. I wonder, is that bus powered?
Yep.
I wonder if that'll run off my Deluge. My Deluge could probably power that thing. If I had that and that to have some faders to control all the tracks, that would be beautiful. Standalone, no power necessary. That'd be great.
Yeah, I use it. When I'm using Beatmaker 3 and some of the plugins I use, I'll map the plugins to this controller. Like this has a fader on it. Like one of the faders on here looks like a like a mixer, straight up mixer.
Right.
And I use the crossfader on here for pauses and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. I'm gonna have to watch some videos now that I know what it is. You were evading
guys
on the answer.
I'm gonna tap out of the stream.
All right, bro.
All right,
Peace,
bro.
Yep.
All right, bro.
Peace. Well. Yep.
Peace to you, bro. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
All right, y'all.
All right.
All right, man.
Yeah. It's been about an hour anyway. So
yeah.
I don't want to keep everybody up too late, but I do appreciate everybody coming through, checking us out.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed it. Bro.
Very much. And we'll do it again. So
peace.
All right, guys.
Okay. All right. Peace, man.
Peace.
Everybody.